Hey everybody, I am Mad Max Maximum Manor, and I, as you might be able to tell, have a sore throat. So, shit. Time for cough drops. Lots and lots of cough drops. Anyway, this is way earlier than normal. The reason for that is because we're going to Hoo Hut later. And I'm taking a rest day, finally. It only took years. Anyway, so as you can see from the list, we got a lot of fat jokes today. And if we make it, we've also got some relationship stuff, some podcasting stuff, some food stuff. Actually, I'm going to move that one up so that it stays in the theme. Actually, yeah. And then, damn, more food stuff. A lot of food stuff this time. Shit. And then we got relationship stuff. And then we got some other stuff I found. Anyway, so I'm starting off with this video by Saga of Katie because she was nice enough to comment on my own weight loss video, and I kind of want to pay back the kindness by reacting to her video, and maybe it'll give me something to, some stuff to talk about. And then this is just a bunch of silly shit that I'm hoping everybody will get a kick out of. I don't know. I find his laugh adorable. I find it very infectious, so...
What's up YouTube buddies, my name's Katie, you already knew that. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I want to chat with you about 5 things that really surprised me after I lost 100 pounds. If you're on a weight loss journey, trying to change your life, trying to change your habits and all that, and trying to just lose weight and change how you feel about yourself, I want to share these so that maybe you won't have these shocking moments when you get to the end or what you think is the end of your journey. And
there is no end.
Wait, what? I didn't see this coming because...
There is no end. What does this say?
I definitely had a few of those moments, so I wanted to share this since we have this opportunity to share with each other. If you relate to any or you have any others, I'd definitely love to hear what yours are, but this was my experience anyway. The top 5 things that just shocked the hell out of me once I lost all this weight and lost 100 pounds. So let's just get into it. First one was that it didn't end the journey, it just started a whole new journey. So when I sort of started it, I think I want to be a healthy person, and I just start on this path of losing weight. Got my eating under control. I started learning how to eat healthily, learning how to have a balanced lifestyle, learning to exercise, all these things. I lost 100 pounds. And for a long time, I had kind of envisioned it as oh, once I'm skinny, then it's done, right? I'm skinny.
So, I think that's why my my weight loss... I fucking hate the terminology weight loss journey. It sounds so gay. I think that's why my own weight loss journey has gone so well this time as compared to last time, because all the other times I've tried to do it, it's been because of health. I wanted to be healthier. But this time it was because of raw hatred against what I thought was my doctor, but what it turned out to be was it turned out to be the group that I was a part of, Chaz. They're just terrible. And we switched since then. And after that, it became kind of a scientific thing. Like, how far can I actually take this? But my health was never really a part of it. It was just losing the weight. So, increases XP by 30%. Ah, I could have probably been level 12 by now if I'd worn that. Well, shit. But yeah, I just... That is the thing with the whole, diet cultures. There's always that assumption that it ends. It's like, no, that's how you balloon back up. There is no ending, especially once your stomach shrinks.
Skinny now, this is just it, this is me now, and it really didn't end. That wasn't the end. Especially I think once you're dealing with these big addictions like binge eating and all these problematic addictive behaviors I had, it never really ends. You kind of just go into a management mode or a recovery mode where you
Ha! Management mode. Do you mean a maintenance mode? Ah. Because that's pretty much what I'm in. I'm in the maintenance mode. I'm I've got my routine. My routine is, aside from today, obviously, spend the day working out, walking chip, all that crap, eat my breakfast, meal, whatever it is in the morning, have something for lunch, and then have a very small dinner at around 2 or 4 o'clock. And then, walk some more, and then after I've walked all I'm gonna walk, after I've done all my daily routine and my exercises and my strength training and stuff, then I get my shower, then I start the stream. But like, it's a very loose routine, but it kind of came together that way. So
kind of just managing things, and it's really, it is simple and it is easy, but it's like it never ends. You could fall back into it at a moment's notice. So you really are just like managing things. But yeah, I had thought like I lose all this weight and it's done, and I'm skinny now, I'm healthy now.
Nope.
Whatever, it's done. But
I
it
wish.
really just started a whole new journey. And in hindsight, what I thought was actually the hardest part, like having to lose weight, turned out to be like the easiest part, the simplest part, and the shortest part, even though it felt like forever at the time, it's such a tiny part of the journey, and it was a lot easier to just like have that small chunk of the journey, which did feel like forever, but it was like a small part of it. Then the next part is like the whole rest of your life, and you probably bought yourself some more years of life by improving your health and stuff. So now you have this long part of the journey to maintain that weight loss, maintain the habits, and fine tune it, and now like take it even further than just losing weight. Like maybe now you want to focus on performance in some sort of like athletic endeavor or fitness.
Well, yeah, that's my.
Try new things.
I started my strength
You
training.
have your whole life now, and you're maintaining it for the rest of your life. And you're going to have these ups and downs and things that might trigger you, and so you're managing all that for the rest of your life. So that was a little bit of a shock to me when...
For me, it's that I have a better routine now. My actual life hasn't really changed that much. It's just, instead of eating X, Y, and Z, entirely too much of X, Y, and Z, because, I said it in my guild this morning. Back in the day when I was in pain, I would eat an entire bag of tots, an entire bag of nugs, salt the shit out of them, and that would be my pain for the day. But I find that I get the same... Well, I get a similar dopamine hit when I finish a lap, or when I do my daily routine, especially when...
_syrup, or an entire pizza.
Yeah, or an entire pizza, or an entire 21-inch Mountain Mike's Supreme Pizza with no onions, because I cannot stand raw onions. But the thing I've learned is weight loss isn't as big a deal as everybody seems to think it is. If you just replace a bad routine with a good routine. Like, I've tried to go back to the bad routine. I've had horrible days where I've wanted to gorge, and I physically can't do it anymore. My stomach shrunk too much. The dopamine doesn't happen like it used to with the crap foods, like we did a couple of days ago with with the chips that I showed off on the weekly diet. It gave me the salt that I needed, but I could have just eaten a sleeve of crackers and it would have accomplished the same thing. Although last night I did eat the small fries that I had, and I really needed something in those potatoes because that shot my energy levels right up. But in terms of weight loss, for me at least, it may be different for other people, but for me at least, it was just replacing a bad habit with a good one. And then even if you want to go back to the bad habit, like my dopamine, I don't get any dopamine from crap food anymore. I get dopamine from walking after the crap food, or, gutting through a really hard workout. Or, well, I say a hard workout, you've seen what I've told you what I do. It's 40 push-ups. Now I'm up to 200 crunches a day, because I did 200 crunches yesterday because I hurt my arm, and it didn't hurt me as much as I thought it would. In fact, it didn't hurt me at all, so maybe I'm doing the crunches wrong, but whatever. It's 5 reps of 40, so my hope is that I can shrink more of this goddamn stomach so I'll stop flapping everywhere. Or maybe I can get the surgery, who knows, and she'll get into that. Oh, she'll get into that.
It happened because I really did just think, like, I've lost all this weight, like, I'm skinny, I'm in a healthy weight range, like, this is it now. But it just started the next chapter of the journey, which was maintenance. And I think the reason a lot of people fall off in the maintenance part and maintaining that weight loss and maintaining these new habits is because they think it's going to come easy now and there's no more work and you're done. And then once you get that reality check that, oh, this is a lifelong thing and you have to keep working at it, then they just go back to, you know, sort of what they knew and give up. So that's why I want to have it first, so you can be aware. I don't want to make it daunting because, you know, it's 100% worth it, but just it's not this like one and done thing. You know, you just maintain things for the rest of your life, and you.
Yeah, and that is another reason why I think that worked this time as compared to last time or the other times I've tried. My main motivation is how far can I take this? And how far can I take this doesn't really have an end date. Like, let's say I get down to 180, 160. I'm way underweight, let's say. Then it's just a matter of, oh, that means I can eat a bigger bowl again of concoction, or I can eat a bigger slice of cake, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't mean anything changes. I'm still gonna work. I'm still gonna walk. I'm still gonna fucking do my strength stuff. It's like fucking dieting with our dog. With Chip, he was fat for a little bit because we didn't have the information that we needed. So we were giving him too much food at a time, and he was starting to gain weight. And so we just adjusted the food intake. And that's pretty much what will happen with me. When I know I've got the out down. I know I've got the calories out down. But if I end up getting too thin, I just adjust the calories in, which, hey, great for me. I fucking love food. It's not like losing weight has suddenly made me not love food anymore. I fucking love food as much as I ever have. I just love different the priorities have shifted. Instead of loving tater tots and nugs, like way up here, now they're gone, and in their place is things like steak, things like Borgar, things like saltines. Well, saltines have always been high on my list. I fucking love saltines. It's I am doing a horrible job of explaining it. Weight loss is not as hard as everybody seems to make it out to be. It's just you have to find the routine that works for you. That's the hard part, is all the trial and error bullshit beforehand, but she's very right in that there is no end date. You have to replace bad habits with good habits. But everybody has habits. Everybody has routines that they like to do. Say when you get home from work, you want a beer. Instead of having a beer, have a fucking smoothie that you've prepared beforehand. Or have a fucking, I don't know, instead of a beer, have like a little bowl of pretzels. Or, replace a bad with a less bad. The hardest part for me was just not eating. I could not eat as much. Because I love healthy food. I've always loved healthy food as much as I love crap food. But my big problem back then is that my stomach was so engorged that I could eat unholy amounts of food, even good food. And the hardest part of that was not eating so much so that my stomach could shrink. And what ended up helping me with that was where the hate really came in. That was where the rage really came in. And it's like, I could eat, but at the same time, I'd have to walk more. I'd have to do more. And it's like, no, I'm not going to let this craving for way too much food win. I'm going to have a little bit, and that's where it's going to end. And I tried to finish with like a piece of bread or some crackers so that it would float me more. Noodles, carbs, basically. And I would try to get it to where the healthier, smaller meal would kind of coast me to the rest of the day. So if you've got hunger issues like I have, maybe that'd help. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
You still have to eat healthy. If you lose all the weight and then go back to eating the way you ate before, you're only going to get that result of the lifestyle and the body that you had before. So like, it is a maintaining thing. It just gets a lot easier as you move along, but it never ends. Anyway, number 2, loose skin. I didn't see this one coming. It makes me a little sad when I think about it.
I saw this coming. I didn't expect it to be as bad as it is. Like, it's bad. Like, my arms not so much, my legs not so much, my gut all the much. Oh God, my gut. I've lost so much weight that I not only have the bottom bit below my waist, it's called a pannus, lol. And I will need surgery to get rid of it. Otherwise, I won't be able to wear anything but sweatpants, pretty much. But there's also this top bit up here. Hang on. This fucking bit. Hang on. Where's my thing here? Let me just... No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Oh! Failed to look... Oh, for Christ's sake. Anyway, let's see here. Alright. This fucking bit. Oh, here we go. This fucking bit. I didn't know this was gonna get loose. But lo and behold, it fucking did. I need to get into that. There we go. Okay, yeah. I didn't realize that that part up there was going to get loose and need to get dealt with too. But as it turns out, it's going to. They might have to do actual, factual, plastic surgery on me or something. Honestly, I'm not actually as worried about the top part because that can be covered up with a shirt. The bottom part is really fucking annoying. That's the part that keeps me from being able to wear pants. So, yeah, if you're going to lose a lot of weight, you're going to want to talk to your doctor and your insurance company after you've lost all of the weight. You need to have lost all of it. About getting a paniculectomy or liposuction or plastic surgery or something to get rid of the excess skin so that you can wear pants. I don't exactly know how to go about doing that yet. When I do make it happen, I will probably make a video on it because you shouldn't have to live not being able to wear pants, for God's sakes.
But the loose skin, you're not going to hold so much excessive weight for so many years, such a long time, and not have some sort of physical impact of that. For me, I had a lot of loose skin. I've seen people, losing more weight than me and have less loose skin, or less weight than me and have more loose skin. It can differ from person to person, kind of depends on your body, depends on how long you held the weight, things like that, how fast you lost the weight. But loose skin, I kind of thought I would lose all this weight and then just have the body like in the magazines or like my friends had, or...
Yeah, none of that. See, I thought it would tighten up quicker than it's tightening up, because it is tightening up a little. But there is a limit. My legs, the extra skin on my legs has tightened up properly. Like, no problems there. It's there, I can pull it out, but its default state is not flappy like my gut is. So, I will be right back. I need to wash my hands. Damn cough drop got sticky shit on it, and I need to get that dealt with. So that's something else I thought of. Let me just make sure. Okay. Oh, God damn it. There we go. Okay. That was something else I thought of. With the diet thing. If you know your body, if you're really in tune with your body, you can tell what it needs. Like, when my stomach is burning like hell because I'm that hungry, I know exactly what I can do to fix it without ingesting an ungodly amount of calories. Have a few crackers, have a piece of bread, have something flavorless but dense. Like this morning, we get done with our walk, my stomach is burning like hell. I hadn't planned on eating anything, but I had a little piece of Derek's quiche. Eggs, pizza crust, very thin pizza crust. A little bit of cheese on top, breakfast, a little bit of breakfast meat, vegetables. Just, nom nom. Now my stomach isn't burning, and I can coast until we get to Who Hut tonight. And oh god, I'm looking forward to Who Hut so much. I'm going to do 2 plates of Who Hut. I was going to do 3, but I've decided to do 2. Big ass beef stew kind of thing with a bunch of beef, bunch of potatoes, bunch of vegetables. And then I'm going to go for sweet and sour pork for a dessert kind of thing. So that'll be good. Anyway, oh shit. God damn it. Finger slipped and I hit the right click instead of left. Anyway.
Something like that. And I had to accept that I was never going to have that because they're, I'm getting emotional. There is this, loose skin effect, and, I have the physical reminders that I was obese for a very long time. And I didn't just lose weight and get this, body, this ideal body that I had envisioned and I had wanted so desperately. So, I had a lot of loose skin on my midsection, my legs, my arms, you can still see it. It's on my neck is a little soft.
Yeah,
this part's
I've got it too.
But I had a lot of it. I've had some of it surgically removed already. I
Lucky.
had the stomach skin removed and then the skin on my legs as well, like my upper legs. I debate about getting my arms done with myself all the time.
Wish I had the money.
Go backwards and forwards all the time. I'm not certain either way, so I wouldn't do it until I was certain that that's gonna be the best idea. So I haven't done it yet, but yeah, I have the skin on my arms. I'll always have that. I virtually never expose my upper arms. Doing it today is kind of a personal challenge, but I wear t-shirts forever, but the loose skin thing was a shock to me, and it was something I almost had to grieve the idea of the body I wanted, and in a way to grieve that I was never going to have it, and accept that
I think this is where being disabled comes in. When you're born disabled like I was, you learn really fucking quick that this is the body you've got. So there was no grieving for that for me, because I always knew I was fuck ugly. Now I'm just skinnier and fuck ugly. Look, instead of, being attractive and all this crap, I get to say I'm the first one in my family to die thin.
This is it, And I don't want that to come across as you shouldn't ever lose weight because you're going to have this loose skin, right? Because
you have to accept that you did it to yourself.
I'll take the loose skin, I'll take the surgery scars, I'll take all that over the lifestyle I had being over
exactly
every day of the week, twice on Sunday. I would do
Julia
this
_Sura, honey, if you say you are fuck ugly one more time, I will never make you tacos again. You're not.
I am bald! And I am formerly fat, so now I have a bunch of skin. You could say that you love my brain all you want. Physically, I can look at myself with a big 4K picture and tell that I am not conventionally attractive. And I am fine with that. I am attractive in my own way. My strength makes me attractive. But in terms of raw, using your eyes, yeah, I know, I'm
over. But there was
she's more attractive than I am, tell you what.
Accept that, and it was hard, it was shocking, so I just wanted to talk about it so that hopefully you wouldn't go through that same sadness phase and sort of have trouble accepting it like I did. Or maybe you just at least know that it's coming, or know that it's a possibility, because you might not get it as bad as I did too, right? So just knowing that it's a possibility. And mine, since I was obese from a kid, and all the way up through to my teens, my late teens. So it was kind of also grieving. Obviously, as a kid, I wasn't buying food that went in the house. I didn't teach myself nutrition and teach myself binge eating and all that, right? So there was an element of grieving, because of other people's actions. This is what you get left with, you know what I mean? And so that was I had to heal that, and sort of accept that and grieve it and try and just feel it and move on and heal it and have that sort of grace for myself. But I just wanted to have that in this video because it was shocking for me. I'm getting emotional, you might be able to tell. So it's it's still there's like a little bit of a pain point there. So it's part of this journey and just something to be aware of. Number 3, losing weight didn't change how I viewed myself.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's another thing where I thought I would just be skinny and I would be happy and everything would be fixed and my life would be fixed and like...
Yeah, I I totally get what she means. I thought I would at some point know when I was skinny or when I had lost the weight, because I'm like 215. I was 215 this morning. I've gained a little bit of weight. I've been bad last couple of days, but yeah, there's no time in which I don't feel like the fat guy, because that's what I've been all my life. But the thing of it is because of maybe it's just because of my eyes. Whenever I look down, I see the gut. I see the fat person. But I have to remind myself, this is just skin. This isn't fat like it was, because it's not as fucking hard as it used to be. So logically, I know I'm skinnier. Like, I'm the second skinniest person in this house. Our buddy Brandon, who lives with us, he's like 180, maybe 170. I can't remember. And then there's me. Then there's Derek. You know, fucking, I'm not fat anymore, but I still feel like the fat guy. And like, they've seen me not be able to gorge or anything. So it is a bizarre head fuck. But my goal wasn't to be the skinny guy. My goal was to see how far can I take this shitty body that I've got. So with the motivation being different, it's more of a novelty than an actual destructive thing for me this time. You know, last few times, yeah, obviously you plateau and you start to feel like shit, or bad things happen in your life and you stress eat and you go back to old habits. And guess the lucky part there for me is that my by the time that happened, I had lost my stomach capacity, so I can't gorge anymore. I don't know what happened with my dopamine that where I don't get any from crap food anymore, but thank God that happened.
Like, it'd be good now. It'd be like how I saw my friends. It'd be like how I saw people in TV shows and movies. Like, the skinniness would like make everything better. Everything would be resolved. And that's one.
So, funny story about everything being resolved. I'm convinced that when I go to the doctors, and we get my blood work done for my big 40 checkup, nothing's going to have changed. My lipid numbers are going to be up a little. My cholesterol is going to be a little too high. My sugar is going to be 90, because that's what it always is. None of that shit is going to have changed, even though I've lost almost 100 pounds. And I'll be able to tell my doctor, look, all these doctors in California, all the doctors in Washington who told me, when you lose weight, all this stuff will be better. Yeah, I get to say, no, fuck you, I was right. All of my disabilities, exactly the same. All of my blood work, exactly the same. The only thing that's different is that I learned what my crappy body is actually capable of if I beat it up enough. And I will be, letting people know what my blood levels are just in case, no, I have to admit it, the doctors were right. But I don't think they are, because the only other thing I've noticed with the weight loss is my anemia has gotten way worse. I've got to be really fucking careful about that. We're gonna get me some potatoes, some like proper Idahos, and I'm gonna have one a day, and hopefully that'll fix things up. But originally I was thinking, I might have to be on meat every day, but that shit is really expensive. But you get a potato, a good amount of vitamin C, great amount of iron, great amount of potassium, more than a fucking banana. So who knows? We'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that part of it up. That doctors have been telling me for years that, when you lose all the weight, everything will be better. Yeah, doesn't work that way.
Nice shocking reality check I got that, like, being skinny, it did not change how I saw myself at all. I, in many ways, still saw a fat person in the mirror. And, sometimes even today, like, I still get body dysmorphia every now and again. It gets a lot better with time.
That must be a sighted thing.
And sort of trying to heal the broken parts, that hold this back and trigger this. But, like, it still exists. I think it always will.
That must be a sighted thing, because I don't have the dysmorphia aspect of it. I look down and I see the skin. And I know the kind of clothes I have to buy. Like, I've shrunk tons of sizes. I can't even go to the big and fat store anymore. The only reason I haven't bought new clothes is because I'm waiting for the surgery. Because I don't want to go buy new clothes, then have to buy new clothes again because I'm poor. But I can see how my clothes sag on me. I mean, this shirt was a 5X when we bought it. And I've been using it for my workout shirt because we just got back from a half lap. So, but like, seeing my body and not realizing it's me, or, you know, my body not looking like it should, I don't get that as such. So I'm guessing that has to be a sighted thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I probably am.
Will to some extent, but it really didn't change how I saw myself. And I think if you've seen yourself one way for a very long time, you've seen yourself that way, you've been told you're this way, and you've been told, like, for so many years, you know, that you are ugly, you felt ugly, or you are fat, and, you know, you look in the mirror, you see a fat person, or whatever it is. My obese journey had a lot of bullying attached because, you know, it started when I was a kid, so I went through school like that, so there was a lot of that bullying words that I had absorbed as truth. So I had all that in there as well. And when I got skinny, like, literally nothing changed. I didn't see a skinny person in the mirror. I had to, like, try and learn to see that person because I was a fat person in my mind. There was, like, some part of my mind that wasn't catching up with the reality of what I was seeing. And so I was still just seeing a fat person. And that's...
The thing I think maybe she'll bring this up later, but the thing I think she needs to accept that we are fat people. We have fat people energy. Because we were fat people for so long, we have those bad habits ingrained in us. Just because my habits have changed doesn't mean they can't go back to the way they were. It's like being a recovering smoker or being a recovering alcoholic. The cravings don't go away. The bad behavior doesn't go away. You just have to be stronger than it or replace it with something else. But being a fat person is not a physical thing, it's a mental thing. And as much as I talk about how the fractal patterns and cataclysmic upheavals and shit, there are some fundamental things that cannot change. They've been pounded into your head too much. And being a fat person is just one of those things. And being a fat person isn't a bad thing as such. It's just what we do with what we have. This is the brain that you have. How do you make it work for you? I'm extremely driven and motivated. So instead of, you know, wanting the dopamine hit from the crap food, I want the dopamine hit from accomplishing things. So I had to change my routine. Instead of eating all that crap, I had to go for a walk and then feel proud that I went for that walk instead of eating that crap. And eventually that turned into, you know, just going for walks as routine, doing the push-ups and sit-ups and weight stuff as routine. So, you know, I don't know. I'm repeating myself. This fucking video is never going to get done if I don't shut up.
That's one thing that was kind of a shocking reality check and something that I had to really learn over time. And photos is one thing that has really helped that. I always hated being in photos because, like, I grew up fat. I never wanted that documented, right? And then even when I was skinny, I still hated being in photos. And I started this travel blog, and then I was never in the photos, and, you know, I started learning that for that travel blog to be more successful, that people had to see a person in the photo, visiting the places and having fun. So I had to be in photos more.
God, I wish I had that money.
In some weird way, the universe had sent me this project to have, because seeing myself in the photos, there would be so many times where I'd be looking at them like, wait, that's not me, because that's like not how I saw myself. So having photos was a big help for me. And then
I've got it. I know when I'll get that body dysmorphia. I will get that body dysmorphia when I can sit on a couch and, you know, laze on a couch like I do and not look like I'm melting. Because Derek got a picture of that when I was, I think in the 220s, 230s, where I'm laying on the couch and it looks like I'm melting. It's the goofiest shit ever. Instead of looking like a fat guy, I look like a melting fat guy. So there you go. That's when I'll get the body dysmorphia, is when I get that damn surgery and get all this fucking skin removed.
Then trying to just be really mindful, and in reality when I look in the mirror and accept compliments instead of, if somebody compliments me, my automatic thing would be like they're wrong, and like try to dismiss it, and trying to get better at I'm still trying to get better at accepting the compliments and all that. But yeah, I wanted you to be aware of that one too, that the mental part and the brain like kind of has to catch up to reality sometimes.
Yep.
And sometimes it's not going to catch up automatically. Like you have to actually train it and put some effort in, and that was really challenging for me and really shocking when it happened, because it was a project I didn't know I was going to have to work on. Number 4, hopefully this is a more positive one. The other ones were like more shocking, maybe leaning towards like a challenging way. This one's more shocking, but in a positive way, a very positive way. And that is like, I did so much more than I thought could ever be possible. Every time I talk about this, I always forget uncomfortable, because I feel like I don't want to sound like super arrogant, like, oh, look at me, I did so much stuff. But it's more like, I just, like, fat me would never have even guessed a lot of these things. I couldn't have imagined it. You couldn't have made me believe it. Even if you had like photographic evidence, it just was like not, I just didn't think anything was possible. I had no hope.
So, as you know, disabled, as you know, doctors told me I shouldn't run or shouldn't do any exercise. I never, in my wildest dreams, thought I'd be able to run. I can't do it well. I can only do it for about 15 seconds, and then my lungs start to act up, or my legs start to act up. But that'll be, in due time, that'll fix itself. But I was literally told it would be physically impossible for me to run. And by my pediatrician, by my lung doctors, by my GPs, by everybody. So I totally get that, but from a completely different mindset. Getting locked in because you have low self-esteem is one thing. Getting locked in because your doctors tell you you're fucked, that's completely different. But yeah, and she's very much right. Let me put it this way. If I can drag this fucking body with the asthma, the COPD, the fibro, the legal blindness, the partial deafness, if I can drag that fucking body to be able to run, even if it is just for 15 seconds at a whack, think of what you with your able body can do if you just slowly but surely ease it into it. And boy, I cannot stress that enough. Ease into it. Do not go all at once. Do not go fucking hellfire for leather. As much as I they talk about maxing out, like when you're at a gym or something, you're doing the absolute most that you can do. I have never once done that. I have done the bare minimum that I could do, and I've done the bare minimum that I could do before I feel unsafe. When my lungs give me a tingle, that's when I stop. When my joints give me the right kind of tingle that tell me, yeah, we're about to do some shit, that's when I stop. I took it so slow. My first laps, they took like an hour because I was resting all the time, making sure I had my asthma stuff on me all the time. Every day I was taking puffs. Every day. My doctor was actually really worried about that. I told him, don't worry about it. Eventually my lungs will get strong enough that I'm not having to take a puff every day. I haven't had to take a puff in like 3 or 4 months. I mean, I still take my Advair every day, but you know what I mean. My albuterol. So, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You just have to do a little bit each day. Now, I don't know if this is just the fibro or what, but if I miss a day, it is so much harder to do it the next day. And I don't mean, mentally harder. I mean physically, my joints lock up. So like later today, I am going to take a break, and I am going to do some of my dumbbell exercises, because the push-ups and the crunches I'm okay on. I can do those. They'll be a little bit sore or whatever. But any kind of muscle training I have to do, if I don't do it every day, I'm going to pay for it the next day. So I'm going to do kind of like a half daily routine, I guess, to make sure that everything's still kind of running smoothly. But what was I talking about? Fuck.
Hope for a future, and no hope for even like a life that I enjoyed deeply. Like I had just no hope that I would like do anything that I like doing, or have friends, or like anything. Like it just like, it felt like my path was like preset and doomed, and I'd been in it so long that like that's just what it is, and that's what it.
So this is interesting. She brings up friends and lifestyle and stuff. My life hasn't changed. From May of last year to now, nothing has changed. I'm still at home every day. I'm still not allowed to work. I'm still disabled, obviously. I've still got CHIP. The only thing that's different is what I do with my days. And that is, instead of sitting here watching YouTube waiting for death. I'm out there walking. I mean, nothing else has changed. And I didn't expect it to. I didn't want it to. I didn't think I was going to have some big miraculous thing. This was strictly, at first it was strictly fuck you doctor, and then it became fuck you Chaz, and then it became, well, I can't be angry at anybody anymore. How far can we take this? Fuck it. I'm 280, I'm 270, whatever it was. Let's see how far we can take this thing. Eventually, it's got a wall. Eventually, I'm going to hit the wall where I won't be able to lose any more weight anymore. Maybe it'll be 250. Turns out it probably is never going to happen. If it didn't happen at 220, it just probably isn't going to happen. I'm probably just going to keep losing weight. But like even if I get the skin surgery and I get like, I start wearing jeans like I've always dreamed of doing, and I start wearing suits like I had told the wife that I would do when I lost the weight. Way back when we both didn't think I'd be able to. I said I was going to do something. I fucking did it, damn it. But it'll never be done because there is no end goal. Like, even if I fucking look like Jack LaLanne or something, there is no end goal, because how far can I take this has no end. So, I don't know. I find it fascinating because it's like, that's where I went wrong all of this time, having an end goal. I don't know. I'm staring too much into the void again.
It's always going to be. And even as I was starting to get healthy and trying to change, I had kind of like a
fucking mouse
blind hope. Like, I wanted to be a healthy person, but I didn't know what I was creating. So it was kind of like a blind walk on this path.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Something, but I couldn't see where it was going. And maybe that was...
That's not a blind joke either. This was all very fast and loose. I tried so many different things before I found what worked. And it was very small changes here and there. Like, will 1 meal a day work? Will a potato a day work? Will a saltine a day work? Will, how big of a bowl do I need? Like, do I need to split into smaller meals? Do I need to have one big meal? Do I need to use this? Do I need to use that? Everybody who lives here can tell you, I tried so many different variations on eat less, exercise more. The exercise more was pretty easy. Just keep walking laps. And then I turned the dumbbells and the push-ups and the sit-ups and shit. But the diet, that was a lot of trial and error. And it wasn't that I was doing bad things, it was that I had to find the routine on the diet that worked for me. And that's an individual journey. That's something y'all got to find for yourself. But eventually you'll find a way to eat less and still be satisfied. Because that was my issue, was finding a way to eat less in such a way that I was satisfied. A lot of crackers, a lot of coasting. That's what ended up working for me. Doesn't work for a lot of people because, carbs are bad and shit like that. But for whatever reason, I need carbs and I need salt and I need iron and all kinds of crap. But anyway.
It's a good thing because I didn't have a lot of expectations for it. I was really open to just making it. But yeah, there was this magic that happened that I did things, I made friends. I had cool experiences. I've run in fun runs. Who would have thought I would run in a fun run? Even those little things, they mean a lot to me. And joining sports clubs and even just going to the beach and wearing a bikini, lots of little things. The little things do mean a lot to me because they're just things that I couldn't have imagined. And I think that's, as much as I get uncomfortable sharing it because I feel like it sounds arrogant, but I like to share it because I hope that you could also be open to things that maybe you don't know are even possible right now, or you couldn't imagine are possible, but you never know where you'll be in a year or 2 years, 3 years, whatever. You might be doing things and then looking back with the same
how the fuck did I do that?
So that's another one kind of in a positive note.
So, yeah, I also want to piggyback on this. The reason I made the weight loss video and the reason I'm reacting to this is because I don't want the weight loss to end with me. I want some other poor bastard cripple who is in the same situation I am, that the doctors told you couldn't do it. I want them to know that, yes, if you take it slow and you take it careful and you know your body and you are on top of your shit when it comes to keeping yourself safe, you too can do it. You don't have to be a big fat lump. You can be a small skinny lump, damn it. Even if you're not allowed to work. Even if you're fucking stuck in your body, your crappy ass body, that doesn't mean you can't put in the effort if you really, really want to. You just need the right motivation. And my motivation is not for everybody. But if it is for you, hey, I'm here to help. But no, I want to help other people. I can't stand the visual of some poor bastard being where I was and not knowing, like I didn't know. I could have gotten this done when I was in my fucking 20s and I'm almost 40. That's the part that pisses me off. The 20 years that I could have been living, and I didn't know because my doctors kept telling me I couldn't exercise. I'm not even getting into the fucking normal people, the normies who are like, oh, you're so inspirational for breathing, kind of bullshit. When it's people who are supposed to know, you take their word, better. But the doctors, the further you are from normal, the less doctors understand you. And I am way far from normal, so I hope to God that some other disabled person sees my video, my weight loss video, or this video, and is inspired to try. And if they reach out to me, I will happily help them as much as I can, because I don't want this to end with me. And I'm pretty sure the whole reason Katie started doing these is that she doesn't want it to end with her either. And I think that's admirable. I think that is a good quality to have, and that's why I'm reacting to her video. So, yeah.
And then the last one, we'll get deep again, but losing 100 pounds, it didn't eliminate all my baggage. It did also bring some new baggage to light.
Hey, what?
That at the start, I feel like I was almost losing all this weight from negative energy sometimes, of like trying to destroy this fat person that I was. Like, I wanted to eliminate her completely. It was...
Now that's interesting, because I hate my body. I don't hate the fat part of my body because I did that to myself. I hate the parts of my body that I didn't do to myself. My asthma, my fibro, blah, blah, blah. But I understand what she's saying, because in the other diets, I wanted to destroy the fat part of me. I was angry specifically at that, at having done that to myself. This time I was angry at the doctor for fucking me over on the gout thing. And then I was angry at Chaz for fucking me over on being able to actually see my doctor. Then I wanted to see where, it went. I got rid of the anger part of it. I still hate my body. When my fibro gives me a migraine, or when it's flaring really bad, I will go for walks just to equalize the pain, because fuck you, body. If I'm going to hurt that badly, I'm going to do it to myself. But she brings up a really fascinating point, and I'm really fucking glad I didn't watch this video beforehand, because I wouldn't have been surprised like this. And she's very right. If you go into it with a negative mindset, it'll bite you in the ass. You've got to... I want to hear more of what she says. Maybe she covers it, because I've got the germ of an idea.
Like, I'd never want to be you again. It was just such a negative...
no, it was nothing like that for me.
Drove me. And I achieved a lot from that negative motivation, right? I really did. But when I think about it now, it's like, oh, that's probably not the healthiest motivator. And it did, with this drive to just destroy this fat version of me in my head, it did lead me to just be doing things in a really unhealthy way. So when I had that surgery to remove the loose skin, that was a big surgery. It was 3.5 hours under the knife, I think. Big recovery. I had to have all my abs sewn back together because they had floated so far apart that
my shit!
body wasn't even in the right position just from being fat. So it was a big surgery, a big recovery. And I remember telling my surgeon, right before we had it, I said, there's a 10K fun run 4 weeks. It was exactly 4 weeks after my surgery. What are the chances of me doing that? And he said, there's no way you'll be doing it, you need to recover and whatever. And I remember him saying, I have a feeling you're going to do it anyway though. So come see me. We'll have an appointment the day before and the day after to try and make it as best we can.
That's a good surgeon.
I'm glad he did that. He saw through that I was going to do it anyway, because I had such a negative emotion. It was I can't rest for 4 weeks. I can't do nothing. Because the last time I wasn't resting and exercising, I was morbidly obese, and I wasn't happy. So like,
Yeah. For me, there's the physical aspect of my fibro. Like I was saying, if I don't do the weight stuff every day, it'll jam up my joints and fuck that up. But to what she's saying, I think what my negative, at least I think that people would say, my wife said it earlier today, in fact, that my negative, my new baggage, so to speak, is that I basically become a gym bro. I'm obsessed with not having this stop with me. I want to help other people, and other people are really fucking sick of that. So I'm really trying to dial that shit back. But I know for a fact my wife, not the same kind of weight loser that I am. She's doing her own thing, and she does not like me trying to help, as she has said many, 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 many times. So I'm trying not to butt in. I'm trying not to be a dick. It's not like I'm forcing other people to, go by my diet and shit. It's just, I overthink everything, and I talk about it way too much, and it pisses everybody off, and it's just... Honestly, this fucking video is probably really good for me, because it gets me talking about it. It gets it out of my damn system, so I'm not bugging people all the fucking time. Look, I accept my gym broness, and eventually I will find another cripple to be gym bros with. That's how that's gonna work. Is that about an accurate summation, hon? Assuming she's still watching and not in a dungeon or anything?
like I don't want to give up this new thing that I've created. And I ran that 10K. I busted all my stitches open, my scar.
Oh, no.
Because, like, I just couldn't accept not doing something, because, like, in my head it was like, well,
you'll backslide. Yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna be back at who I was. Like,
yeah.
I need to crush her. I need to destroy her. She needs to never exist again. So, a lot of unhealthy habits. That's just one example, but like a lot.
The thing of it is like I said, is you are who you are. And if you're on top of how your brain works, how your patterns are, you can control the fat person inside you. You can control the gorging. You can control the binging.
Julia_Sura, don't give people the wrong idea, honey. I don't mind help. The part I mind is the constant discussion about it and your obsession with talking it over with everyone.
Yeah.
Not just me.
Yeah.
You need to not be the single focus of your life. You're out of balance when you do that.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, I never shut up about it. Well, you've seen me. I do the same thing with accessibility. I do the same thing with fucking roguelikes. It depending on what my brain is locked on at that point, I never shut up about it. And I mean, Derek's the same way with Magic and Path of Exile and fucking Genshin and all that other shit that he's into, and Pokemon, and it just... We have obsessive brains that obsess over the dumbest shit, and when we get that way, we have to discuss it.
Yes, and that's when I get frustrated. You're doing it with Chip's sister, too.
Yeah, that's true. I've been trying to get better about that. I actually have been getting better about that. When we finally decided that he was your dog, I got like a tiny spike, but it was nothing like it was. It's gotten a lot better. So, she's very right. When Katie's very right when she says you don't just magically.
Yes, you have, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. It's like I said, you don't just, or it's like she said rather, you don't just magically get fixed, and sometimes you get new shit. All you can really do is just keep an eye on yourself, or have other people keep an eye on you, and when you get too far, one way or another, have them be there to kind of reel you back in. And hope and pray to God that they're fucking accepting of you for who you are. You know, that they can put up with you, in my case, obsessing over weight loss and shit. Because I tried getting Brandon into it. Brandon didn't need to lose weight, but I still tried. And yeah, he shut my ass down quick. But it goes back to her first point. It never ends. It's a constant thing. And that's not weight loss. That's life. If you want to be a better person, regardless if it's weight loss or if it's, fucking wanting to be an artist or some random ass thing like that, you have to keep tabs on yourself. Otherwise, you'll get complacent. Complacency is the worst enemy of everything. Any kind of personal growth. Complacency is the inertia that completely fucks everything up, that just stops you in your tracks. So you've got to be on your game if you're not going to succumb to complacency. Because the worst part about it is what a fucking creep it is. Like, when I made the weight loss video, I didn't realize how much the complacency had been creeping up on me on my diet. I had been eating way too much sugar lately. And, it didn't hit me until I looked at it to read off what I had been eating the last few days. I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. I gotta fix that. So I immediately did. I started doing, playlist on YouTube about what I'm eating in a week. So there is no ending. There is no expert. Anybody who says they're an expert is a fucking idiot, because that implies that there is a finite end to it. There is no end to it. It never ends. You are constantly battling yourself. Weight loss, not smoking, being a good person to your significant other, any of that. We are terrible people. We are all terrible human beings. We are all great human beings. Everybody has the potential to be both terrible and great. And it is up to you to find the good and minimize the bad. Because everyone's going to fuck up. It happens. The thing of it is if you fuck up, you don't beat yourself up. You just, what did I do wrong? What can I do next time to not do it again? So.
Of this unhealthy urge to like crush this version of me that I was, and it would lead to like injuries because I trained so hard and trained through any pain, because like,
yeah, I used to do that.
It's like, oh, you're just being this weak little bitch, and we don't want to be like that anymore. And like just a crazy productive energy, but in such an unhealthy way. And then productive, it didn't end up being productive. It went to a point of like, this is not healthy.
Moving forward whilst looking backwards.
It's at the point of diminishing returns now. So anyway, so that's a long ramble, but there was this negative energy to crush who I was, and a lot of healing and a lot of changing that has come from like accepting that it's not two different people. Like, she is part of me. She is me, and that is my story. And I was really fat. That's a fact, and I can't erase that, and I can't get rid of that. I need to, like, when I found healing when I started accepting, like, that was a part of my journey, and that is me, and it's a part of me that deserves just as much love as, like, the today part of me. And just having some acceptance, that it's me, that this is one and not two separate people, it has been really helpful. And also now trying to share it, like, it was really challenging at first. When I first started sharing bits of this story on my other travel blog, and now obviously I have this whole channel to share it, but it's like, it was really challenging at first because I was seeing it as two separate people, and sharing more about it and talking more about it has helped me a lot, because it's helped me, like, unite, this old part of me with the current part of me, but like unite them as like, this is just me and this is just my story, and it's all one big story. And I couldn't hate myself into a version of me that I loved, because I still didn't. It just brought a change in body shape and stuff, and it brought some new achievements, but it didn't bring any sort of inner peace or anything. And once I started accepting and showing love to that version of myself, like, that's when I started to, like, my shoulders go down a little bit, not having that chip on my shoulder and like that desire to just completely eliminate this version of me. So,
did you notice, hon, that this time I didn't go too far with the exercise like I did the last few times? It wasn't so much that I hated myself like she hated herself. It was something different. It was similar but different. I don't know what it was, but I know that this weight loss thing was different because it didn't have that aspect of it. I don't know. I just think that's kind of interesting.
That's my 5 things. If you relate to any of these, I'd definitely love to hear from you in the comments. Just let me know. If you have any others, that would also be really interesting. So I love to have these chats with you, and I hope that's been helpful in some way. Hope I haven't rambled too much, but
hope I haven't rambled too much.
Bye.
All right. So I'm gonna
underscore Sarah, you'd hurt yourself enough in previous attempts that your brain finally realized that if I hurt myself that much, I'll just gain the weight back.
Yeah.
Underscore Sarah, you have.
Yeah. How long is this fucking thing been going? Oh, a whole goddamn hour. Fucking Christ. So I'm gonna stop this stream here, and then I'm gonna start another stream so that I can have this kind of as its own thing, and then we'll do a bunch of silly shit.